It's Friday night. Your phone is buzzing. There's a group chat with 17 unread messages. Someone's organizing something. A bar, a dinner, a rooftop somewhere. People are confirming, adding emojis, debating the location. And you are sitting on your couch. Blanket, drink, something quiet playing in the background. And you look at those messages and you feel not guilt exactly, not loneliness, not FOMO. You feel something closer to relief. I don't have to go. And then immediately, right behind that relief, comes the other feeling, the one society installed in you without asking permission. What is wrong with me? Nothing. As it turns out, nothing is wrong with you. But the psychology of why you love being home is far more interesting than most people realize, and understanding it might just change the way you see yourself entirely. Let's start with the most common explanation, the one most people reach for first. I'm just an introvert. And maybe that's true, but introversion is more specific than most people think. The psychologist Hans Eysenck spent decades studying the difference between introverts and extroverts. And what he found was this. It's not really about being shy or antisocial. It's about baseline arousal. Extroverts have a naturally low baseline. Their nervous system is running quiet, and so they seek stimulation, noise, crowds, social energy to feel alive and engaged. Introverts are the opposite. Their baseline is already running high, their nervous system is already humming, and social environments, the noise, the performance, the constant processing of other people, push them past their optimal level. Home for them is not hiding. Home is regulation. It's the place where the volume gets turned back down to a level the nervous system can actually enjoy. But here's where it gets more interesting, because not everyone who loves staying home is an introvert. Researchers have identified something called high sensory processing sensitivity. About 15 to 20% of the population, regardless of whether they're introverted or extroverted, has a nervous system that processes sensory and emotional information more deeply than average. More deeply and more thoroughly. These people notice everything. The lighting in a restaurant that's slightly too bright, the conversation 3 tables over that they can't stop half hearing, the subtle shift in someone's mood halfway through the evening. They are not being dramatic. Their nervous system is genuinely doing more work than most people's in the same environment. And home, with its controlled light, its familiar sounds, its absence of unpredictable social demands, is not laziness. It is an environment they have calibrated precisely to let their nervous system breathe. Now let's talk about something that never gets mentioned in these conversations, the underrated intelligence of knowing what restores you. There's a concept in psychology called ego depletion. The idea that willpower, decision-making, and social performance all draw from the same finite pool of mental energy. And every interaction, every small performance of being okay, being engaged, being on, costs something. Most people spend their whole lives not understanding this. They run themselves to empty and then wonder why they feel hollow. They say yes to every invitation and then resent every room they walk into. The person who loves staying home has figured something out that takes some people decades. They know what the cost is. They know what the recovery looks like, and they have stopped apologizing for choosing it. But I want to be honest with you here, because this channel doesn't do comfortable half-truths. There is a version of loving home that is healthy, restorative, deeply intentional. And there is another version, the one where home stops being a sanctuary and starts being a hiding place. The one where you're not choosing rest, you're avoiding risk. Where you're not recharging, you're shrinking. Where the world outside has started to feel not just overstimulating, but genuinely threatening. Psychologists call this behavioral avoidance, and the cruel irony of it is this: the more you avoid the thing, the larger it grows. Every time you cancel, the next invitation feels harder. Every time you stay home from something that scared you, the fear doesn't go away. It compounds. The question, the honest question, is which version you're living. Are you staying home because it genuinely fills you, or are you staying home because leaving has started to feel like something you're no longer sure you can do? Only you know the answer to that. For those of you who are living the healthy version, the people who have simply built a rich, intentional inner life that doesn't require constant external validation to feel meaningful, I want to say something that you probably don't hear enough. Your way of being in the world is not a limitation. The ability to be alone, genuinely, peacefully, productively alone, is one of the rarest and most valuable psychological capacities a person can have. The philosopher Blaise Pascal once wrote that all of humanity's problems stem from the inability to sit quietly in a room alone. He wasn't being dramatic. He was describing something that takes real development, real practice, real comfort with yourself that most people spend their entire lives running from. You are not missing out. You are, in a very specific and underappreciated way, ahead. So the next time the group chat blows up on a Friday night and you look at your couch, your blanket, your quiet little world, and that old familiar voice pipes up with, "What is wrong with you?" tell it this: nothing is wrong with me. I know what restores me, I know what costs me, and I have stopped pretending that a room full of noise is the only place a life can happen. My life is happening right here. See you in the next one.